What's up, everyone? Today I'm going over some of the items that I like to bring on my family overland adventures, why I have them, what I use them for, all that good stuff. So before we get going, if you could click that subscribe button, that'd be great. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's see how many we can get to on this video. Yeah, thanks for helping me out. Appreciate it. So all my gear was chosen based on my experience as a kid doing this with my family growing up. My time in the military, we would pack all of our stuff into Humvees and drive to wherever and live out of our vehicles, basically kind of overlanding before it was overlanding. And now as a husband and father doing this with my family, this trip is just going to be me and the kids, so you'll see my layout for that. So everything's going to go in the back of the Sequoia. We've got the spare in there, we've got the first aid kit right there. That's going to get moved into the front, but that's a later video. So first thing I like to pack is my go bag. So this will get me home no matter what. Again, we'll go over that in a different video too. So that'll get tossed in behind the spare tire. Next we have chairs, because you have to have somewhere to sit at camp. Kids love chairs. It keeps them kind of like in one spot, especially when they're eating or doing whatever. So chairs are a must. And then on top of that, a big flat surface table. You always find yourself putting stuff on flat stuff, whether it's your cooler, or wherever else, tailgate, just wherever space. Having a table is great. This one's small, folds out, and it's adjustable up and down too. Next up on the list, we have our traction boards. Where we're going for this trip, probably won't need them, but the wife just got them for me for my birthday, so we'll throw them in there, kind of see how they fit with the setup, and just kind of adjust things accordingly. All right, up next we have food. So your food is going to be different than my food. It's going to be kind of based on what you need, what you like, all that stuff. So yeah, pack what you like, pack what you want. Don't get a giant cooler if you don't need it. This one will fit just fine for this trip. If you need a big cooler for a longer trip, grab it, but kind of just think of how many times you went on a camping trip and all this stuff was just left over, sat behind, and either got tossed out or just ended up in the fridge and you never used it. So it's good to be cognizant of what you're packing and kind of plan your meals accordingly. And that brings us to cooking it. So I like to use Coleman 2-burner stove. Simple propane stove, just hook it up there. Your 2 burners. And that makes it easy if you want to like cook and then heat up water for whatever else to do, or just need to cook. You know, it's nice to have 2 burners. The car camping box, kind of a little bit of everything. It's nice to have tools, especially out in the woods or just not in your kitchen. So having tools that you know what's in here that you can use on a regular basis for cooking, making awesome meals, just makes the whole experience easier, especially with kids. If you're eating by yourself, whatever, but having the kids out there having a nice meal kind of lets them relax at the end of the night. So we'll move on to tools now. Inside, I like to keep the hitch, or I just like to have that ready to go. Normally we'll only use the pin. Just slide this in there and then slip the pin through the receiver and it's locked in place. But sometimes it's, I don't know, just nice to have the hitch. So move on here, we got our strap and our shackles. Like I said, I can either put this through the hitch receiver, so right in there, and then pin it, or I'll hook it up with the shackles depending on what I need. So these aren't all my tools that I carry, but these are kind of some of the better ones, some of the more important ones. I like to have an impact because it's just easier to not use your hands and use a tool. We've got our breaker bar and the nut buster here, just in case we need some extra leverage. Sockets, ratchets, and then it's nice to have wrenches. These are 19s, but I have a whole set of other wrenches in here. Just, yeah. 19s. Adjustables good to have, fixed are good to have, and then adjustables are good to have. So just throwing a mixture of both in there. Screwdrivers, awesome to have both screwdrivers, big, small, Phillips, flathead, whatever you need. Hammers are good. I also carry a mallet, but this thing, obviously you can pry with that and do other stuff with it. Gloves. Gloves are super important to carry. Think hot, or cold or sharp. So you need protection kind of from all three. Depends on where you're going, what time of year, all that stuff, but just be cognizant of gloves and what you need them for and your environment you're going into. Then we'll carry, this is kind of like my just go-to kit. I'll have screwdrivers, wrenches, kind of just my go bag that I'll take with me when I need to fix something. My big tools live in here, and then this is like just the go-to bag. Tape, always have tape, fix whatever, electrical tape, duct tape, and on top of that, zip ties, same thing, fixes it all. Random stuff, cotter pins, barb fittings, T-fittings, just kind of random stuff you have in your kit. It's all going to be based on your vehicle, so think of stuff that breaks, look at forums, look at things that other guys are packing in their trucks for their specific vehicles. Up next, we've got the 4-tire inflation system that I built. I'll post a link right there. It's nice to have. And then we've got the ARB compressor that goes with it. So yeah, that'll just hook up to the battery and fill up all the tires. So I like to carry some straps when I go on trips. These are ratchet straps, and then tie downs too, just different stuff for different needs. And it's just nice to have nice to have some options when you need them. All right, so moving on from there, we've got the tent and then our sleeping pads. We'll just kind of make like a nest in there to pad the bottom, get everyone off the ground. And yeah, it's not really for individuals, kind of more like a conglomerate sleeping pad. And sleeping bags. So for the trip out there, it's nice to have some extra fuel and coolant and whatever other fluids you need along the way. Just be prepared for where you're going, what you need, the services around you, and the company that you're going to keep. Speaking of companies you're keeping, it's nice to be able to talk to them on the radio. So this is a Bca radio. It's compatible with family style radios, with GMRS radios, so kind of like goes around a few different types, so that's why I chose that one. Headlamp, it's nice to have light when you're out there. This is rechargeable. That's my biggest draw, is having a rechargeable headlamp. And then you're going to need water while you're out. So this is for the truck in the back. This is for in the cab for refilling everyone's water. There's mine, and then the kids have theirs. But it's nice to have this one because I can just top off mine or the kids whenever they get thirsty. We don't have to pour out of that one. I can go from there into there, and then from there into there. So that is it. Kind of, aside from clothes and toys and books and whatever else for the kids, this is kind of the basic layout for what we'll be taking on this trip, and kind of in general our layout for most trips. I like to fit it all in the back of the Sequoia rather than on the roof, just because I'll keep the roof for if I need it. Keeps the center of gravity lower. I like to be on the roof because I'm that guy. Right now all we have up there is the high lift jack, and that's going away soon and getting a replacement for that. But yeah, anyway, so let's get this all packed in the truck and get ready for our adventure.